The Kenya Kwanza administration, under the bottom-up economic transformative agenda, the Better Plan, continues to invest in the human capital. We have well-trained people in various professionals and technical skills, as you will discover as you go around to the various institutions that we have. We have Kenyans who have trained in medicine, nursing, engineering, architecture, agriculture, banking, teaching, transportation, and we also have skilled artisans that can be able to work in the construction sites in the Kingdom of Saudi. During my visit to Saudi, I was informed that you are planning to build a new city called Neom, and we are looking forward to working with you to be able to provide you the skilled workers from Kenya. Is also looking forward to embrace the Musanet system, and we are working towards integrating our system known as the near aims into the Musanet system so that we can work together even better. The system has reduced the cost of recruitment. It has also created transparency and eliminated any brokers and middlemen in the recruitment process.
We look forward to a productive 2 days visit. We want to see things in action. We look forward also visiting training centers, medical centers, and what else? We're also visiting Ta'shir.
And our commencement date for this project was 22nd of November 2023. We are scheduled to be complete by 23rd of October 2024. The project duration is 48 weeks. This is the 5th week. We have already spent 4.5 weeks since we started. Mainly what we're doing is excavation. We experienced blackout on soil and a bit of rock. That's why we went slowly in the excavation. But percentage-wise on the excavation, we are almost like 90% because we are almost now finishing the excavation. On the overall progress, we are giving ourselves around 10% of the achieved progress so far. The total number of units we are having are 220. And we are having bed sitters, which are housed by one block, which we are calling the studio. Then we have 5 blocks for 2 bedroom. We have 3 blocks for 3 bedroom. So the total number of blocks are going to be 9. Presently, we have around 78 people today here. And out of the 78, over 70 are residents of this area, because mainly we are doing unskilled work. The only skilled work we are doing is only steel fixing. So we get people just from around to do.
That one of the things which make teachers demotivated is when teachers are hired for services by Kenya National Examination Council. And this is December. Teachers have left marking centers and they are going home without anything to celebrate. Could we have National Examination Council to pay teachers? Who paid power?
Because I've been around for a while, and each time any government employed teachers, it only did employ 5,000 per year. And in 5 years, episode round of election, we would only realize 25,000 teachers employed. But the Kwanza government employed 56,000 teachers. However, we want to plead with you that those teachers who were employed, most of them were not employed on permanent and pension basis. And that's the team that's right seated there in the form of JSS. Honorable Prime Cabinet Secretary, they were promised that after 1 year they will be recognized as PNP by the teacher side. We are very glad and we are humbled that you came, because with your presence here, this message goes to government directly and to His Excellency to actually actualize the PNP employment of the JSS teachers who are well represented.
What this conference and our 25th year's demand is go public and fund education. The nature of funding modules that we currently enjoy in this country, I don't know whether we enjoy, is making education unreachable and making education a commercial venture, because private enterprises are now beacons of very good programs than our public institutions. So as public teachers, our concern and our motto is that go public and fund public education. In our engagement, I did indicate, and the chairman also really, I don't need to go back to this because the chairman talked about it. In our engagement with government, our strategy is that we have to give and take. You realize that from 2016, when Kuppet insisted and talked to the former president in Mombasa, he allowed that the unions must now negotiate with Teacher Service Commission on what we call CPA engagement under social platform platforms. We did this, and for the first time, the union signed a CBA in 2016, and in October, we signed the CBA of 2016-2021, which gave rise to some of the coveted high rise in institutional managers' salaries. But the rest of the team were given peanuts. Your Excellency, that is the reason for which the national chairman was asking the government to open up a window. We are aware that there is the existence of this monster called the Salaries and Remuneration Commission. But if this monster is allowed to dictate and to usurp the powers of unions to negotiate, then you will have a lot of industrial unrest. We must be giving the CBA negotiations a chance. So we will be asking government, and this is now the next frontier and strategy for us, that members, in 2024, we must ask the government to open up this addendum, which gave us only 7 to 10%, to make us realize 30 to 70% pay increase. Because where we are coming from, we cannot afford even cheap houses. We cannot afford even cheap transport. We cannot afford many of the basic needs. We cannot take our children to the same schools where we teach, because the salary that we now currently earn is really subjected to very serious statutory deductions and taxes which are a real burden. The government is aware of this, and you get this one on a daily basis.
In the year 2021, we signed a CBA with the government that was non-monetary. But last year, early this year, we want to thank you that your government allowed us to sign an addendum which gave the teachers only 7 to 10% of pay increase. But also, together with that small pay increase, which was specifically supposed to cushion them against the housing tax, which we had a discussion with the president, you also added us a little bit, small amounts on the harmonized house allowance. I want to indicate, Prime Cabinet Secretary, that we are looking forward to your government, the Kenya Kwanza government, when we come to the 2025 CBA, that you also reward these teachers greatly. Our wish has always been that you give the teachers of Kenya a 30 to 70% pay increase and other perks associated with pay increment. That is house allowance and so on and so forth.